Take a look at this. Within the last 60 days, TVL, that's total value locked in Avalanche, shot up from $192 million to 4.55 billion. That's a whopping 2,200% jump in TVL. One correlation of this rising TVL can be spotted immediately, and that is the rising token price of the native Avalanche token, AVAX. Week after week, AVAX token's price has kept surging and has gained about 300% in price since just early August. So undoubtedly, Avalanche is up to something big. It's already blown away price movements of competitors like Ethereum, Solana, Fantom, and other top blockchains during the month of September. And with two of the biggest blue chip DeFi protocols launching on Avalanche with its new DeFi initiative, things really do seem to be heating up. But to be honest, Avalanche does have some weak spots that could slow down some of its growth. We're going to explore those. If you're interested in learning just how much more potential we feel AVAX still has, well, don't miss this video. Hey guys, my name is Maddie and we are Altcoin Buzz, a crypto investing research company. We've been making millionaires since 2017 and that's been no accident. We've been early investors in Ethereum, Binance, Cardano, Crypto.com, Engine, Matic Network, Chiliz, Quant Network, Polkadot, Uniswap, and of course many other 100x projects. And if you guys don't want to miss out on the next potential altcoin gem, be sure to like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Altcoin Buzz. Also hit the bell to receive notifications because that way you are alerted by YouTube every time we publish new content. Just a quick disclaimer, any kind of investment has corresponding risk. Yes, the more research you do, the more you mitigate that risk, but nothing is ever guaranteed. There's no 100% safe bet. And as such, this video does not represent financial or investment advice. But with that being said, let's explore Avalanche. Just a couple of months ago, Avalanche was just one of the many blockchain projects seeking to unseat Ethereum as the most widely utilized smart contract platform. After its mainnet launch in September of last year, 2020, it took a while before the crypto community recognized the potential of Avalanche that goes beyond just being an Ethereum competitor. Just look at this TVL chart of all the DeFi chains. In February of 2021, Avalanche was nowhere to be seen in the chart, at least versus its competitors in a relative sense. But with the massive influx of users, the TVL grew to 4.49 billion, which is now more than 2% of the total TVL locked in the entirety of the DeFi market. I think it's safe to say that that is impressive growth. And day after day, Avalanche is setting new records. Take a look at this, a new high in daily transactions. This was set just the other day on the 5th of October. A new high in AVAX burned also on the 5th of October. And a new high point for user count also from the 5th of October. But what is Avalanche? What's happening? Where is the project going? Let's deep dive. Launched in 2020 by Ava Labs, Avalanche is a flexible smart contract platform that facilitates the creation of custom blockchains, including private blockchains and decentralized applications, also known as dApps. Its native fixed supply AVAX coin is the platform's unit of account, which is used for paying transaction fees and for staking in Avalanche's consensus process. Interestingly, Avalanche is aiming to become the infrastructure to support the building of an internet of assets. So it's aiming to support a single universal platform where sending any asset, equity, commodity, alternative asset, or anything else really, when sending that becomes as easy as sending an email. And it seems that Avalanche holds the potential to achieve this as it has already established itself as blazingly fast, very low cost, and also quite green as a platform. Avalanche is known as a platform of platforms because it's enabling anyone to create tailor-made application-specific blockchains and benefit from the revolutionary Avalanche consensus. In that regard, it's actually quite similar to platforms such as Polkadot and Cosmos, but with higher throughput, higher transaction finality, and the capability to scale millions of validators with impacting its network decentralization. Avalanche is also the first smart contracts platform that confirms transactions in under 1 second, which is very impressive. This is a key differentiator between Avalanche and its competitors. It's also got a super strong consensus mechanism, and that combines the benefits of Nakamoto consensus, which are robustness, scalability, and decentralization. And to top that, it also adds all the benefits of classical consensus, such as speed, quick finality, and energy efficiency. And this is known as Avalanche consensus. So that makes Avalanche consensus scalable, robust, highly decentralized. It reflects low latency, leading to high transactional speed, high throughput, or a TPS, transactions per second, of 4,500. Green sustainability is a hallmark of the platform, and it's also resilient to 51% attacks. Avalanche also has Ethereum compatibility. So basically, Avalanche's C chain is a smart contract chain that uses the EVM and is 100% compatible with existing Ethereum tooling. In short, everything you can do on Ethereum, you can do on the C chain with the added benefit of thousands of TPS, sub-second finality, and low fees. Existing dApps can easily be ported over to take advantage of the benefits Avalanche offers over Ethereum. But most importantly, there's also an Ethereum Avalanche bridge. This was delivered by the team in summer 2021. And just take a look at some of these statistics with regards to the Avalanche bridge. Assets worth over $2 billion have already been bridged. And as if that weren't enough, the next point we're about to discuss really makes Avalanche all that much more interesting. AVAX has a capped supply as well as a burn model in place. So just like Bitcoin or BTC, AVAX is a fixed capped supply token. So this creates scarcity and ensures AVAX won't suffer from the continuous dilution through inflation like other staking coins or other fiat currencies. Just take a look at the US dollar. But then it also has a burn mechanism in place. So basically, all the transaction fees across the blockchains in Avalanche's primary network, fees for creating and minting of any assets, creation of blockchains, and the creation of subnets are all paid in AVAX, which are then burned, thereby reducing the total supply. So this leads to a supply squeeze and a price pump. Remember we talked about AVAX burn touching a new high at the beginning of this video? Well, that's a clear indicator of more activities happening on the Avalanche platform. And this correlates with the fact that Avalanche's ecosystem is rapidly growing. And what cannot be ignored about Avalanche is the fact that its staking has recently created a lot of buzz. What makes AVAX a suitable long-term investable crypto is a combination of staking and burn that creates a super supply squeeze. So just take a look at some of these staking statistics. Over 240 million AVAX, which is over 60% of the current supply of AVAX tokens, that 60% are currently being staked. In fact, over the last 30 days, AVAX staking has seen a 14% uptick. If you choose to delegate AVAX, you can earn an APY of 9.54%. And if you choose to run a validator node, you can earn an APY of 10.08%. But to run a validator node, you need to stake a minimum of 2,000 AVAX, and that amounts to about $136,000 at the time of this recording, which is quite expensive. We recognize that. So we really do feel that because of all the advantages we discussed in this video, Avalanche holds tremendous potential. But why the sudden unstoppable uptick and the surge since August of 2021, just a couple of months ago? Well, the actual reason is AVALANCHE RUSH, a $180 million liquidity mining incentive program launched by Avalanche Foundation on August 18th, 2021. But the good news is that with the AVAX price surge, it has now turned into a $680 million DeFi incentive program. So the program aims to encourage more applications and tokens to move to Avalanche's decentralized finance platform. And to begin the first phase of Rush, it has brought in two of the largest DeFi protocols by total value locked to launch on Avalanche. Very impressively, these are Curve and AAVE. What this essentially means is that over the period of the next 3 months or so, if you are an AAVE and Curve user, you're going to receive AVAX as liquidity mining incentivization. And out of the 180 million DeFi incentive, $20 million in AVAX have been reserved for AAVE users and $7 million for Curve users. And this is already proving great for AAVE protocol because less than 24 hours after joining the Avalanche ecosystem, AAVE's TVL has reached over $1 billion. In phase 2 of the Rush initiative, Avalanche has announced AVAX rewards for Benki, that's BENQI, Sushi, Pangolin, StakeDAO, and Avalanche. It's interesting to note that Trade Joe, which is a decentralized trading platform on Avalanche, has joined Rush, and its incentive program will include $10 million in AVAX from the Avalanche Foundation and a further $10 million in Joe, that's JOE, from Trader Joe. So undoubtedly, Rush is one of the largest DeFi incentive programs the crypto space has ever seen, and the program is expected to continue to grow for some months. And that means, at least theoretically, AVAX could rally further as the rewards really start to roll out. But there are some challenges that ought to be considered because every project has certain weak spots, to be fair, and Avalanche is no exception. Well, since we're already on the subject, let's begin with Rush, which has generated so much interest in Avalanche. AAVE and Curve launched on Avalanche on October 4th, and since then the communities have been complaining about low APYs, and they actually do seem very low. If it continues to yield such low APY, Rush's DeFi incentive might fall flat on its face, and this won't be good news for the price of AVAX. Another challenge is the potential price surge of AVAX compared to the decentralization of Avalanche. So, as we told you earlier in the video, to become an Avalanche validator, one needs to stake 2,000 AVAX, which amounts to about $136,000 at current prices. And even at this price, Avalanche has close to 1,052 validators, making it a highly decentralized network. But with competitors like Solana, where the validators need to stake 0 SOL, there is a chance that Avalanche might lose some of its validators if they plan to take out their profits during the price rally and move to 0-stake POS blockchains. The next challenge on our list is the cost of average swap. So, had Ethereum been cheaper to use, no one would really care about the fees. But if we compare the average swap fees on Avalanche and its competitor Solana, well, here's what they look like. Avalanche swap costs are a few cents, while Solana swap costs are a fraction of a cent. So, considering the swap costs, Avalanche is actually facing stiff competition in this regard. Avalanche also faces a challenge in that we're not seeing a healthy distribution of wealth. Take a look at this. According to the wealth distribution chart of the top 30 Avalanche wallets, they hold a little over 37% of the circulating supply of AVAX, and that's not a good sign. If any of these wallets decide to suddenly dump AVAX, the price may very well drop significantly. But considering the fact that Avalanche is still in its nascent stage of adoption, this is a challenge that is less significant, at least for the time being, but it's something to consider. Keeping aside all the challenges and competition, Avalanche is still rapidly building. If it's able to rope in more blue chip DeFi projects with the Avalanche RUSH initiative, the day is not far when Avalanche could very well become a go-to DeFi platform. But keeping that in mind, AVAX is a token worthy of long-term holding, at least in our opinion. And with Rush heating up, we might see the price momentum continue for some time, so at least potentially expect some big multipliers if all goes well with Rush. That is it for our overview of Avalanche and AVAX. Guys, let us know what you think about that in the comments below. Again, not financial advice, but best of luck if you do choose to invest. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell to receive notifications. Stay safe, everybody. Check out these other videos, which should be popping up right about now for related content. And as always, we do hope to see you again soon in our next video. Take care.